shoes.
On Opening Soon by Design, launching an empire.
Pretty much cleaned ourselves.
On a shoestring.
Who are we? We're not safe, so I don't want to be safe.
Two talented sisters start local.
Street people, drug users.
To go global.
Drama, we don't need drama. Oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
In Toronto, Ontario, there's a part of town that's always been considered the wrong side of the tracks. It's not where you'd find expensive restaurants or fashionable boutiques. It's called Parkdale.
Crackhead street people, drug users. There's a great mix of people here.
Not enough stores. It's kind of ugly, gloomy.
But Parkdale's also the new hood for young artsy types like Melanie and Christina, who live and breathe for fashion. Melanie and Christina are sisters, best friends, and they do absolutely everything together.
Honestly, I think people must think we're nuts because every time they see us, we're together.
I'm much more serious than Melanie.
I'm the baby sister, yes, but I'm taken care of, but I take care of people just the same way.
I would do anything for my younger sister.
Melanie was always the family comedian and the one with the natural talent. She loved clothes.
When I was a kid, my favorite thing to do was dress up in costumes. And I just remember like loving fabrics, and then when I was trained in dancing, like loving the woman's body and seeing movement and seeing how beautiful clothing could look on a woman.
By age 9, she was designing clothes for herself and for her sisters when she wasn't raiding her mother's closet.
Like that cliche of putting on your mother's high heels, and like I actually did it, like I still do it. Like I go to her house now and put on like all the pearl necklaces. It's so much fun.
3 years ago, they were both working in the fashion business when an industry mogul sat them down.
We didn't know him at all, and he's like, 3 words, build an empire. And he's like, you have it in you.
They got to work on a business called Common Cloth. They both design, but Melanie is in charge of the creative, Christina the finance.
Christina's fashion sense is different from mine, that she's a little more masculine in the way she dresses, and that translates into the collections.
Common Cloth, say the girls, is designed for the working fashionista.
It always has a dance-inspired feeling.
You know, late 20s, hip and happening, goes to art openings.
100% natural fabrics, silks and jerseys and wool jerseys.
And as maybe a lawyer or an ad exec.
It really accentuates the woman.
Or as maybe just like Melanie and Christina themselves.
We want to create a lifestyle brand with Common Home and Common Man, Common Cloth, a Fetch by Common Cloth, which is a dog line that we're already coming out with.
They want it all to begin here in Parkdale, and they've scraped together $50,000 to open their first store to get going.
For Common Cloth, I've pretty much sacrificed everything.
God, pretty much cleaned ourselves in terms of savings.
Loans and lines of credit and credit cards that are maxed out.
They're eyeing this space, but before they sign a lease, they need to check in with a higher authority.
I'm a futurist, and I do readings in person and over the email all day long.
I am really kind of nervous and excited to see Betty today.
I couldn't sleep. I was so excited.
Betty Giles isn't just any psychic. She predicted all of Mel and Chris's mother's life. Betty even had a hot flash one time that Mrs. Mel and Chris would have girls.
Dead on.
Hi, come on down.
Hi, Betty. How are you? I'm so excited.
Oh, I feel such good vibes already.
In an ideal situation, I would love Betty to tell us that our venture is going to be very successful and that we're not crazy.
That we are going to find happiness in what we're doing. My mother was like, honestly, she was ecstatic when she knew we were
say
seeing
hi
you.
to her.
She's like,
yes.
I can't believe you girls are seeing Betty. She had so many nice things to say about you.
Right back at her. She's a wonderful person.
She is.
Christina and Melanie are going all the way to the big time. I love the energy that comes through. Now you're ready for this change. You will do it and it'll be a wonderful success. I was so excited when they contacted me.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to meet you, successful girl. They're fantastic.
She just makes you feel really good. So the store venture is a good thing.
The store venture is a wonderful thing, and I just sense that it's your year.
She's like, it's like she's in your brain.
And you're bringing in such wonderful, good new energy, and I'm sending you my own personal blessing here. That is, you're doing fantastic. Woo!
There was a time where we weren't going to do any of this. Like, there would be no store. We were like thinking about getting jobs.
It was great.
Yeah.
Not that running their first retail outlet won't be a full-time job, but it's an awesome one.
Because you can always be sitting on the fence when you want to open retail. You can always be like, should we really do it? Because it's a big risk. So, I mean, from that point, it was just go. It was go time.
This morning, they signed a 7-year lease.
Pictures, yeah.
Once again, that's 7 years.
Take one of me in front of it.
And they want their doors open to the public in just 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. I didn't remember it being this ugly. It smells like kind of moldy in here, too.
It's probably the basement. It's probably damp down there.
We can't stock our clothes downstairs at all if it's damp. Really, this looks scared.
I know. This is your new home, buddy. Why are you being so difficult? There's no hiding with his family. They know how you are. Okay, you guys are talking, and I can't hear what any of these are saying.
In Toronto, 2 inseparable sisters are launching an empire on the wrong side of the tracks.
We want to create a lifestyle brand with Common Home and Common Man, Common Cloth, Fetch by Common Cloth, which is a dog line.
They've drawn up their own plans for how to use this space, but now Christina is losing the confidence that they can do it all on their own. She wants a designer.
My position is that I think it's necessary.
I'm adamant about not having a designer.
She's not worried at all. She thinks we can do it. I'm the one that's worried.
They've called a high-level summit at a nearby cafe to hash it out over smart martinis.
Pitfalls with working with your family is that it becomes sometimes way too emotional.
Do we have the money to spend on a designer to come in?
Yes, we
when
do.
We already have
Absolutely.
so many
jobs.
jobs.
Budget way before we even got
Yeah,
to
but
this
we
meeting.
spent that budget.
Little things become a bigger deal. I think you're more sensitive.
I thought we were together on this. Why are you being so difficult? She gets a little more stressed out.
And the amount of money.
Yeah, you're not being realistic about the budget. This is a pure budget issue. I mean, we're both being stubborn. If we hire designers, it's a big amount of money that we have to spend.
It's not
that
going
we
to
don't.
be a big amount of money.
Well, then who do you think you're going to get to do it? Some rinky-dink people? Like, who's going to design it for no money? Who do you think you're going to get? That's where I come in and kind of try to calm things down. Like, honestly, Chris, we don't...
I think we're going to have time after designing 2 collections. And
yeah,
managing everything
because we're already
else.
immersed in it. The collection's already designed, pretty much.
We're both a bit egocentric. But I think you have to be a bit to survive in the business.
The girls come to a compromise. They hire Mel's best friend, Kyle. He'll help with the design.
I think I'm going to make lots of money.
And be the general manager.
I'd like to be making like $200,000 to $500,000 a year, based on sales. Obviously, big sales, but you have to think big with these girls.
For now, Christina and Kyle have been making some mundane decisions on a shoestring budget.
Chris and Kyle, they made this one decision where I wasn't around for it and they forgot to tell me.
But already, the little sister thinks they're ganging up on her.
The light box is right here, and then more concrete board.
Okay, great.
No one ever told me. You would have shot me with a little something if I had made decisions without you.
I am older, and I've had more experiences than her, and she's...
I don't think Melanie acts like a baby, but I think she acts like the younger sister.
I'm not actually...
Okay, doors the least of our worries. Did we get all the supplies ordered today?
No, wait, let's talk about the door for 1 second.
Oh.
I can recognize the tactics of button pushing because I also have 3 younger siblings, so...
What we're going to get today was...
Okay, you guys are talking,
final
and I
word.
can't hear what any of these are saying. There's no hiding with his family. They know how you are. They know the mood you're in. They know you can't fake it with them. And that's the biggest obstacle, I guess.
As much as they fight about the little things, Melanie, Christina, and Kyle all know that their real fight is with the location they've chosen. Only in their quiet moments do they admit the gamble they've taken.
I'm trying really hard not to be nervous.
It is off the beaten path, so some people may be a little leery of coming to Parkdale.
A lot of people were a bit apprehensive and still are when we say we're opening up a shop in Parkdale.
The risk is that, you don't get customers. So it's a big risk too.
What we really hope from our customers is that they have an open mind about what's new and happening.
To be like more of an innovator is a little tougher, but in the long run, people, you know, validate you for those reasons. So, I mean, it's a risk we were willing to take.
They may be opening on the other side of the tracks, but they have an uptown strategy. They've got themselves a spot the night before they open on the runway at the Toronto International Fashion Week. It's a huge chance to create some buzz and get those wallets over to Parkdale.
Fashion Week is key for us.
Fashion Week as a calling card has allowed companies like Common Cloth to step up onto a runway, to become legitimate.
It's really important to create a buzz and to keep that momentum going.
They've only got a week, not a lot of time to choose their models.
It's been totally insane.
You like her? Yes.
Yes.
Hot.
Yes. She's hot.
Finalize their clothing.
There's not enough hours in the day. Like this is garments that need to be sewn by Sunday.
And pick just the right accessories.
If there could be 48 hours in one day, it'd make me a lot happier.
This is serious business.
I love
and
this.
it opens up a fundamental debate about the Common Cloth philosophy.
This is a big deal for everybody.
You guys, look at who wears those glasses. Think about who wears those glasses and what woman is sitting in the
Think
stands
about
going,
directional.
God,
Think about
directional, but there's directional and aspirational.
Yeah, and we have to be both. Mentally, you're constantly thinking. You can't turn your brain off. Who are we? Are we directional forward?
Yes.
Are we boring and plain and safe? We're not safe, so I don't want to be safe.
This is forward, this is vintage.
No, it's not.
It is,
It's
the colors. Oh my
coloration.
God, do you want to go to like Value Village and look at what all the leftover glasses look like?
This is different.
Okay.
A fashion show is just pure creativity. We can hit the moon if we want to. And that's the whole point, is to be over the, like, really go far. We need to steam, we need to press, we need to pin. We need to go. Iron, iron, iron. Oh my God. Get in line, just get in line.
In Toronto, two talented sisters are racing against the clock, not only to open their own store, but to launch their line on the runway at an international fashion event.
Fashion Week is key for us.
They're on a shoestring budget, so their friends are pitching in, hoping Common Cloth becomes their big ticket.
I think I'm going to make lots of money.
Lee is doing all the construction. He's Melanie's husband's best friend. But Kyle thinks he's in charge of everything, and the two guys aren't getting along.
The most exciting thing about being general manager at Common Cloth is the fact that I can call the shots.
He just, comes in there and says this and do this.
I like to delegate.
I don't even answer to Kyle, I answer to Mel and Chris.
Lee?
What? Cucks around with those colorful shirts he wears.
We have 2 days left.
I don't know, I can't handle him.
There's a lot not done.
Well, is all the material here? What else do you want me to do?
We need the door framed, we need the window framed. He thinks he's doing us a favor even though we're paying him.
Go f yourself.
Lee wants me out of the equation, but it's just not, I'm part of the equation and that's what he needs to understand.
Lee decides that today's the day to take a stand against Kyle. He calls it quits. And Kyle calls the girls to come to the rescue.
I kind of lost my shit on Lee, and he kind of walked out. And by kind of walked out, I mean he's kind of left.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna vomit. We don't have time for people to just walk off and, it's like drama. We don't need drama.
The drama doesn't only slow things down, it's getting in the way of good times. Mel and Chris have a date tonight with all their pals who want to wish them well on their new adventure.
They're gonna succeed. These are girls that are gonna succeed. This is something really great that happened to them. I couldn't be more proud of them. I just know that, sorry.
It's now 24 hours till opening, which means Common Cloth makes its debut tonight at Toronto International Fashion Week.
You get really nervous that it's all not good enough.
We have no idea what it's gonna look like.
I feel like, what if everyone doesn't like it? And we need a freaking Tide-to-Go pen.
Okay, well, we have to figure this out. The models are coming in 15 minutes.
Okay, well, let's get this done then. Hurry up.
Hurry up. Nervous. Where do you want me to go? Sick. Hurry up, slow down, wait. And
full of adrenaline.
I don't really care if a model gets 1 or 2 outfits. I just care if all my looks get out there. We need to steam, we need to press, we need to pin, we need to... Go, iron, iron, iron. Cheryl, where's Cheryl? If she's having a cigarette, I'm gonna kill her. Does anybody have painkillers, Valium?
Backstage at a fashion show is insanity.
Ready or not, the lights come up. The show must go on.
It's probably the most stressful 10 minutes of your life because it's so fast, it's so intense.
Models! Oh my God. Get in line, just get in line. You, I need those. Oh my God. We don't have enough girls in line.
It's not going well, and Melanie's falling apart.
Oh my God. Oh my God. 9.5 shoots. Just put those on.
We looked at each other and we were like, yeah, it's over.
That wood looks like shit.
Can you just shut up so we can do this?
I'm not doing this anymore.
In Toronto, behind the scenes at the Common Cloth fashion show, it is utter mayhem.
Oh my God. Get in line, just get in line. At one point we thought, like, forget it, the girl isn't going out, we're screwed.
But it turns out what the crowd out front doesn't know doesn't hurt them, and the girls get it together.
There you go, get out there, now.
In all, Mel and Chris push out 36 different outfits.
Tonight's show was fabulous, fantastic.
They rocked.
They had the high waist, little up the butt sort of Brazilian panty. It was wonderful.
The reaction is amazing.
Right now I'm on a high, I'm feeling great.
But I guess you're your worst critic, so until we see the tapes, we won't be that convinced.
It is Common Cloth's first 15 minutes of fame.
How do we like the girls? Yoo-hoo! They look so sick.
But there is no rest for the fabulous.
We really gotta go back to the store and set up because tomorrow's the big day and we gotta do it.
The store will open in 18 hours. Back in Parkdale, Lee and Kyle have worked things out in their own particular way.
I gave him a little pat on the bum. I don't know if he liked it or not.
I think if he didn't like me, he wouldn't call me Mr. Moisturizing Hands and Skippy.
It was like a baseball pat. I play baseball, he plays for the other team.
Melanie and Chris arrive just in time to debate the feature wall.
That wood looks like shit. I don't think we're gonna get everything done. Can we change it? Is there something we can do? Like, it looks really cheap. I am exhausted. I'm mentally, like, on my verge. I thought that it was coming from beneath.
No, that strip.
Okay.
Right now, I'm gonna put it right here.
Okay, let's just do this.
Guys, can you just shut up so we can do this?
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, that would probably be the best idea. That was probably the first good step out.
What went wrong is I think we just had an experienced foreman to get the renovation rolling. And that was mostly me.
These have been here for
I would have loved to be well rested for tomorrow's
These have
opening.
been here for 3 days and they're not even clean yet. What did you put up?
Because I've never done it before, but if I talked to maybe people before doing this in hindsight, then I would have maybe got it done faster.
Lee, just shut your mouth right now. I don't want to hear you.
Well, I'm gonna clean it and it's gonna be put up, so relax.
I'm not doing this anymore.
Melanie calls it quits for the night, but the rest of the team pulls an all-nighter. And the next day, Melanie finds her mojo once again.
Yeah. Or even these ones.
They've invited about 150 people, industry insiders, media, and of course, the fashionistas.
If it's rammed, it's great, and if it's not, then we'll be really surprised. Yeah.
In their final quiet moments, the girls have some sober thoughts.
I hope that sales this weekend are good, that we have some momentum, we get some people in here shopping. That would be excellent.
So far, we've been extremely lucky. It hasn't been easy.
Because now it's like reality time. All this dream stuff goes away. You gotta sell clothes.
It has been a short and fast journey. Only 3 weeks ago, two sisters took over a lifeless space in a not-so-good part of town to launch their future. And this is where that future will begin. A small and personal boutique Jet Set meets Artsy. Tonight, Common Cloth looks anything but common.
For some reason, I'm way more anxious tonight than I was last night.
Really?
For the fashion show.
This is your deal.
Yeah.
Cheers to the store opening, to hard work, and to selling clothes.
They're selling clothes.
Common Cloth.
Common Cloth.
It's a local happening. One of their friends is the DJ, another the bartender, and the chef from across the street has provided the canapes, including smoked salmon on cucumber and olive tapenade.
I just walked in the door and I just passed through a lot of good-looking ladies, so I'm gonna have a beverage or two and
The store looks amazing, and I didn't expect anything less from them because they're amazing women.
I think it's gonna be a fun night, and hopefully there will be more women walking through the door.
But tonight, the clothes are the stars.
The clothes here are absolutely phenomenal.
Some of the guys want to try on the gal stuff, and even some of the locals want to catch a peek.
In spite of all the stress and the way I felt for the whole time, which I almost friggin' lost my mind, amazing.
Lee did not put the lock on the bathroom door because he's lazy and an asshole.
The future looks very promising for Common Cloth.
I love you.
This one's Francesca.
Want a hug?
What a dork. Hopefully the psychic will foresee the mole disappearing fairly soon.
I really wish I would have bought them in Gucci and not Holds, but...
I feel like I need a vodka soda now.
This is when I'm about to puke. Where's the bucket?